I'm John from EB5experts.com, and in this video, I continue my conversation with Rohit Kapuria, who's an EB-5 immigration attorney who's filed the most applications globally for Indian investors. He talks a bit about his experience working with investors from cities in India like New Delhi, where he takes his passion for securities and economics and mathematics and uses it to help him drive more value to the Indian clients he works with. He also talks a bit about what the profile is of the people that he has successfully applied for over the course of his entire legal career. I hope you enjoy. What is interesting to you about immigration? Why do you like immigration? Why do you do the investor side? What attracts you to the EB-5 program and the EB-5 green card? And what is interesting to you about it?
So I'm an immigrant. I came to the U.S. when I was 16 for undergrad, and I've stayed. So I've been through the whole process myself. I did basically undergraduate, graduate school, law school. I went through the whole F1 process, which is a student visa. I also was on H-1B for a long period of time, so I've gone through all the rigmaroles of that. At heart, I am an economist, so my graduate degree is in mathematical economics. And I entered the space after law school because it was a good spin. There was a economic impact component to it. And one of the first firms, which was Classico Immigration Partners, a very well-known firm within the EB-5 space. Ron Classico is a legend in the industry. We got into a discussion, Ron and I, about how EB-5 correlates with economic impact in the United States. And so given that being a mathematical guy, given that background, Ron hired me and quickly delved me into the project side. So as I started structuring projects, I was looking at markets starting around 2012 when China was really hot. I was looking at markets and figuring where could I plant my flag? And nobody was really focused on India at that point. So I started to do that and make frequent trips to India, and over a good period of time, realized that there was a huge demand sector. Now, there are individuals in India who own companies who are doing cross-border transactions, and we do a significant amount of that. But there are also individuals who have a good space on the immigration platform. And so they come in the United States, they start as students, they work themselves up, they work with JP Morgan or Google, Apple, whichever IT function, or even in the pharmaceutical side, and they want a desire to stay. As an immigrant, I fully understand that. And we start out with EB-5, get them settled up, get them a conditional residence card and then a permanent residence card. And while we're doing that, we also assist them on all the other corporate functions that they may want. So my interest is heavily on the legal, obviously, but there's that human component that we cannot escape.
Sure. Now, what percentage, and this is something that you're not going to know accurately, but maybe you can speak given your large representation within the Indian market, what percentage would you say of Indian EB-5 applicants are either H-1Bs or F-1s, or meaning already have a very strong kind of long-term status, more than like just a B-1, B-2? I suspect it's actually a lot more than people realize, but you would know that probably even better than I would.
Absolutely. And it's interesting. If you look at the genesis, I would say back in 2014, 2015, the numbers were smaller. Most of the folks who were here on H-1B, if you know anything about it, it's a cyclical aspect, right? So you get two 3-year terms on the H-1B. You graduate from college, you get what's called an OPT, optional practical training. And then if your employer decides to sponsor you for H-1B, then you hop on that. Eventually, your employer may sponsor you as well for our green card, which is what's called the EB-2 Employment-Based Category 2 or the EB-3 Employment-Based Category 3 or even the EB-1. Most Indians have been on those programs. And so what we've seen is while it used to be majority of the Indian EB-5 investors started from abroad, right? So they were B-1, B-2 guys, or they were in the Gulf. They had no nexus to the United States except maybe they wanted to move here. That has gradually shifted. And so now the market's turned where a large majority of the Indian EB-5 investors, particularly those I work with, are either F1 students or they're H-1Bs. So my last calculation based on my representation, which is very large, was somewhere around 62% were F1 students. And then I had another 15 to 18% that were H-1B. The rest were those who were outside. And you don't really see dad and mom back in India who are settled, who are availing themselves of the EB-5 program. It's more dad and mom in India or Dubai, wherever, are gifting the capital to the H-1Bs or the F-1s. That's the majority of the representation right now.
Sure.